Howdy, everybody in YouTube land. What we have here today is an Akai cassette deck. More specifically, an Akai GXC-39D with the glass and crystal ferrite head. This one I've owned since at least 96, I want to say. 97. Yeah, somewhere in there. I don't remember exactly, but I remember just being a small child. And me and Dad used to go to the thrift stores all the time when I was a kid. And of course, we'd buy things, right? So this was something that we bought out of the thrift store. And this is one of the very last things that I own from my early childhood like that. So I don't. I never really brought myself to throw it away. Actually, the story behind it was working for the most part, but it had a channel on it that kind of would come and go. But it worked. I gave it to my cousin. He used it for a while. It ended up over to my grandmother's house. My uncle used it for a while, and then it ended up in the basement. So when I was moving out a few years ago, I saw this in the basement as I was gathering my belongings, and I'm like, I might as well just grab it. But as you can tell, it's in rough condition. I'm missing screws, I'm missing the knobs, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it always was. It was always like this. It's just a little more dirty than it used to be. Otherwise, it's got some scratches and scuffs, some sticker residue, and some scarring. And other than that, these are kind of sticking to one another. It's rough, and I don't remember what I was doing with it last time, but as you can tell, we're missing a reel drive or rim drive. What do you call that? The thingamabob that sticks up. Yeah, that. I'm sure there's a term for it, but it's escaping my mind at the moment. But yeah, so it's in rough condition. And the last time I tried to use this, it's been years and years. It would start off playing fine, and it would just get slower and slower and slower as it ran. So there's only who knows what can be wrong with it. But let's see. Let's dive into this thing and see what we got going on. I think the screws are already out of it. I don't know what we got going on with it at the moment, but I think we should take a look on the inside. Alrighty then, the screws were already out of it, and it looks like I've looked at this thing once in the past already. You can tell things have been spilled into it. It's rough. Yeah, who knows what's going on. So there's that, and then oh yeah, there's the rim. Well, that's where it went. So I unscrewed it. There's all of my screws. And the Jesus clip is in there too. Where they all go, nobody knows. But I think the biggest thing with this is the belts were gone. I mean, they're still pliable, but they're egged out. They're in various states of disrepair. But the circuitry, on the other hand, is in relatively good shape. I mean, I have the board out because I think I have to get in here and clean the mode switches, and that would eliminate the problem I'm having with the noisy audio. Other than that, there's the mechanism. Got some rubber tires on there. They still feel pliable. But perhaps the most unique thing about this is there's a reed switch. The most unique thing about this is it uses an AC synchronous motor to run the mechanism, and that thing's still well lubricated. A little bit of in play in the shaft, but that is still well lubricated. And there's two rings here, and I could be mistaken, but I think one of them is for 50 hertz operation and the other one's for 60 hertz operation. But otherwise, yeah, it says right here. What does that say? Yep, that's exactly what it is. Okay, that makes sense. So that is the Akai cassette deck in a nutshell. So we got to figure out what we're doing next. I think we're going to start restoring this thing. But man, it's in rough shape. So yeah, it's rough. I mean, it's from my childhood, and the only significance it has to me is the fact that it's from my childhood. Uh, but this thing is probably 43, 44 years old now. Original capacitors, all that stuff, and I don't know if I want to go through the hassle of replacing capacitors. Oh, there's another belt just kind of laying down in there. Still pliable. All these belts are still pliable, so it concerns me a little bit of what it could be on the motor, because honestly, I don't know. So how about we set that out of the way for now, and the wooden thingamabob just came off of that. So let's see, do I have a bit that will unscrew this? Since this is made in Japan, chances are those are metric. If that's the case, then I should have a metricated tool to get in there. I hope. Maybe. Yeah, I do. So that's coming out, and it's like on an angle. So we'll get that out of there. And then we're going to take this one out. And this top plate should come off. And there we go. The top cover is removed. So we can set this beat up piece of crap down here on the floor, and we can get a better look on the inside what we got going on. So we have an AC synchronous motor, and it was running slow after a while. Oh, we've got a capacitor in here too. What is this? Well, I can actually just remove those, get them out of my way. Glass and crystal head. I'm curious though, boing, boing, boing. Alright. There's a lot of grease in here that's just... Oh, this stuff's hard as a rock. Yeah, that's not good. All that grease is going to have to be cleaned up. So we're going to have to clean all of that up. That's going to be fun on a bun. VU meters, they're still relatively intact. Yeah, we're all good there. Got a couple more bulbs. I don't know if they're burned out or what they are just yet. And there's our potentiometers for our record level adjust. That's been stuck in that position for a while. Okay, quick inspection. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. But I do see, my concerning thing is, let's see, curious what the wear of that head looks like. Because I want to know head wear. Doesn't seem like there's much. It's not bad. So I think the head still has a lot of life left in it. Let's see, the pinch roller. Oh yeah, that's smooth. That's a skating slick. But the rubber's still pliable, so I can actually work with that a little bit. Alright, we have a capacitor here, and I am curious what that capacitor actually is. I'm wondering if it's the run cap for the motor. Because if this capacitor is bad, this could very well be the reason why the motor runs slow after a little bit of runtime. Could be the belts too, but it could also be this. Because the belts still seem relatively pliable. Let's see, that is a... what is that? capacitor, 1 microfarad, 350 volts. Oh, it's very oily. Oh yeah, that sucker's bad. It's very oily. Let's see, when was this made? 1960? No, that's not right. Maybe 1976. No, 75. 19th week of 1975. So this, holy crap, this thing is 46 years old? Wow, okay. Alright. That's probably bad because it's extremely oily. You can kind of see it. It's real oily. Ugh. Alright, so nothing out of the ordinary. We have our reels and all that stuff. So I think we need to get into this a little bit more. It's in rough shape. So before we get carried too far, we need to clean this up a little bit. I want to really clean it up. So please stand by. So through the magic of video editing and HEB, or no, not HEB, ZEP 505 degreaser, and some time later, man, that came out so much better. Look at that. It looks nice now. Just kidding. This is another unit. I picked this up probably at a Goodwill or something years ago. I'm going to say about 8-9 years ago, right before I moved down here. And the reason why I did, because it was cheap and it was in much better shape than the one I had, so I knew I could take both of them and make one good one. So this one has a nice plate, but it's got some dings in the plastic and the wooden frame. It's missing a foot. See down here, we got 3 feet, but we're missing a feet here. And perhaps more notably, the plastic is cracked on the door. So I think between the two systems, we can make one good one. So what I want to do now is I want to take this apart and I want to look on the inside of this and I want to see the condition of the electronics and all that stuff in here, because this is unknown. I've not tested it. I don't know if it's any good. I don't know the conditions of the belts. I don't know. So I want to take this apart and I want to look inside and see what we're dealing with. And I'm curious if this one works okay and all that, because if it does, then what I can do is just restore this one and use the better parts off the other one to restore this one. And just make this it and get rid of the other one. Even though the other one was my actual childhood unit, that doesn't necessarily matter a whole lot. What matters is having one of these that's functional. And I probably won't keep it. I may sell it. I don't know, because it's not something I'm going to use. Anyways, but it makes a good fun video. So let's get this apart and take a look on the inside. Alright, so I got the top cover off, and then right away we can see we have a ding here and here. So I got to look at the other one and see which one's the best one to use out of the two. But perhaps more alarmingly, this thing has got a ton of usage on it, because look how worn out this tape mechanism plastic retainer thing is. But even more so, look at the pinch roller. See how cracked that is? And this pinch roller is hard as a rock too. It's not really, yeah, that's done. So yeah, if it doesn't get any worse, it actually does. Look at the head. There's something up with that head. I don't know what, but there's something up here. I don't think that's normal. Maybe it is, but that's not normal. I wonder if there's a groove here. Yeah, there is. That's not good. And if you look on the plastic, there's some wear here too, like someone's been going at it with a demagnetizer or something. I don't know. So that transport might not be any account. So besides a good catapult. Yeah, it needs some, yeah, it's similar grease issues with this one. So, otherwise, it seems to be in pretty good shape. So let's get the bottom off so we can take a peek on the underside. On the underside, we've got our missing foot, wherever it is. There it is. But we also have a ton of this rust. So, I don't know. I'm not having high hopes for this one. So let's take a look inside. Alright, I got all the screws out, so I should be able to carefully get that out. Oh boy. Oh man. Look at this. That is bad. Okay, so this bottom cover, dang, this bottom cover is not gonna be good. It's just, nope. My other cover's in better shape, so I think I'm gonna use that one instead. Okay, let's see, what do we have in here? Well, the motor's different. It does not have the dual speed. Whoa, this whole thing is different. What the hell is that? Oh no. Oh. Boing, 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 boing. That is a rubber band. That's not a belt. That's a rubber band. You can't do that. Oh, that makes perfect wow and flutter. None at all whatsoever. Not to mention, it's not really wanting to move. Oh hell, that motor's seized. Yeah, that motor's seized solid. Let's see, what else has we got in here? That belt's toast. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see what's down in here. Is that belt? That one's open. That one's still pliable. But yeah, that is. I don't know what that is, but that is not gonna work. So I think, and then the motor's seized. So I think. Oh, tough decision. Oh, I think what we're gonna have to do is we're going to have to just use the mechanics from my other chassis. Based on the head wear, based on the pinch roller being shot, based on whatever the hell this is going on here. Yeah, I think I know what we're going to do. We're going to take mine from childhood. We're going to fix that one up and just use these parts to try to refurbish that one, I think. Yeah, I gotta think about this for a minute. Yeah, so we looked at two of them now. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, I think. The motor on the other one, like I said, starts off at normal speed and slows down over time. Last time I used it, and that's been 15 years ago-ish. This one is not gonna play because of, yeah, I just doing, 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 doing. Okay, we're done here. Let's move on. Let's figure out what we're doing. What's the next step? Actually, before I end this, it's even worse than I thought. Look at this. I think that's what's seized. That is just bad. Wow, you can't use. Oh man, that's all over the shaft. And yep, it's seized too. Dang. Well. Wow, that thing hurts. I'm trying to turn that because it's jabbing into my finger. Alright. Okay, I think I want to end this video right here. We got an analysis of this unit. There's nothing crazy going on here other than this thing being complete junk. The power cord's in good shape. Maybe I should steal it. Who made that? High roll it out from him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that thing's sealed. That's how you unscrew it to get to the bearing, I bet. Alright, before we go away too quickly, I'm curious. I got to get belts and all that stuff for this thing anyway, so I can't even finish this video. But what I can do is do the analysis. So let's look at this. $1975, same time period, made by Hitachi. 1 microfarad, 350 volts. This looks like it's a bipolar capacitor. So this is the motor run cap. Yes, if this is bad, if that's bad, the motor will slow down or not start at all. So this could entirely be the problem with that motor. On the other one, anyways, we've seen how gooey that one was. This one's not. But it's gotta go. It's gotta be replaced. It's a high voltage capacitor. It's gotta go. I gotta figure out how I want to do this. Do I want to try to find a 1 microfarad 350 volt bipolar? I don't know if a film cap will work in here. Maybe, like a motor run cap. Yeah, I gotta think about that too. So another thing I want to check is bulbs. It's really hard to tell. Actually, you know what? Why don't we? It wouldn't be fun to end the video without at least doing this. Why don't we just plug this in? Why? Because why the hell not? Let's watch this thing explode. Huh. Nope. No bulbs. No nothing. Actually. Okay, so move that out of my way. All the crap falling out of it. But we do not have any activity from the machine at all. So I wonder, did we blow a fuse? Where's the fuses? Actually, I'm going to turn that off. Unplug you. Since this thing is basically junk anyways. Let's see, what do we got going on here? I think that's our fuses. Fuse 1 and fuse 2. So let's figure out. Let's figure out what we got fuse wise. I'm just trying to do this holding the camera because I don't have the tripod set up, the little mini tripod, but that one's good. That one's good. But we don't have any power at all coming from the system. But the fuses are good. So this thing is in rough condition. It's like I almost want to restore it just for the fun of restoring it. But it's not. I don't know. This isn't quite a Shango 066 channel. So sure, I could probably resurrect it, but the other one needs resurrection too. So between the two of them, maybe, just maybe. There's a transistor here. Damn it. 19, well, that's got a 76 date code. See, oh, I got an idea. I know what I can do. I know exactly what I can do. Let's turn the meter back on ohms mode. We are going to grab this. And I'm going to try to purposely set the probes into this. Actually, I want to pause the camera. I need both hands to do this. Alright, power switch is on. Probes are in there. I've got a reading through the primary. So, transformer's not open on the primary. That's really what I wanted to check and see. Transformer's good on the primary. The secondary is problematic. I don't have any action from the lamps at all. Now, it's entirely possible, hold on, it's entirely possible that the lamps are, let's see, now that I can actually see the board. There's some transistors in there that go bad. So it's possible. Oh God, it's got that circuit glue in there. Oh no. I hate you. Check the carbon tracks in the pots. That's fine. But looks can be deceiving. So, we might have to throw some caps in here too. Oh, alright. Well, let's plug this back in. So we got power. But what I want to do now, before I get too carried away, I want to turn the power on my meter, and I want to check the lamp voltages coming into the lamps. So nothing. Nothing. All right, so not really doing anything. We got no power, so no lamps from over here. Oh yeah, it's done. Transformer's getting power from the primary, but it's no. There's a short over here in that module, but I think we're gonna call it one on this. I'm not gonna be able to go any further because I got to get parts, but I also got to determine which parts I'm going to use from which units to make one good one. So with the other one was basically okay with the exception of torn all apart, but this one has got a bunch of things wrong with it, but it's also in much better condition. So really, I think what makes the most sense here is take the mechanics, electronics possibly, out of that one and the housing out of this one, but we still need to restore it. So yeah, maybe we can autopsy this one and figure out what the hell happened in here. Besides of the obvious, something happened with the circuitry, but we'll get to that later in the series. But for now, I think I'm going to end it here. So thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment if you have one, and visit the Discord link below if you want to participate in that. But otherwise, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of this upcoming series. And until next time, guys.